Hello internet people! Today we are going to play the Adventures of Nick and Willikins. So let's go to it. Sarcastic knowledge. Okay.
And now the Adventures of Nick and Willikins.
Willikins, okay.
This is England. Actually, that's a lie. We're really getting off on the wrong foot here. I don't want you thinking that I'm one of those unreliable narrators. No, this is not England at all. This is, in fact, a barely coherent caricature of England perpetrated by two men who have never even left North America. Consequently, the game you're about to play will almost certainly be riddled with inaccuracies, anachronisms, and bad accents. Like, truly terrible accents. You people don't even want to know. Anyway, they dragged me out of retirement to tell this story, and I'm not about to waste my extremely valuable time defending the ill-conceived choices of its writers. So, moving on.
Okay.
This is England, and this is the ancestral home of the wealthy and powerful Nick family, currently presided over by its last surviving male heir, young Nick of Nick Hall. Assisting Nick in the extremely complicated business of washing and dressing himself, along with the general maintenance of Nick Hall itself, we have this man. He answers to the name Willikins, but his young master has called him so many other things. Willikins is also one of the last of a dying breed, a breed of dedicated manservants tirelessly devoted to the well-being of their assigned charges, no matter the circumstances.
This looks quite fun.
I cannot overstress the importance of following the instructions of one's master, no matter how seemingly misguided, unethical, or even mortally dangerous they might be. Ours is to serve, not to question. All of this being said, one does have some latitude when it comes to addressing one's betters.
So you need to finish
Traditionally, it is
university.
acceptable to adopt one of the three basic attitudes, as observed and practiced by the great Western powers of servitude. The first, and one to which I must admit a bit of bias, is the British method, which stresses politeness and civility. This method is kind without being overly familiar, good enough to sustain an empire of nearly 1,000 years, so certainly good enough for the likes of you. Second is the one preferred by our American brethren, the friendly approach, presenting the illusion of being the master's equal, despite the fact that you both clearly know which of you is the lord and which is the lorded. Finally, there's the aggressive method, typically employed by our old friends, the Germans. No great surprise there, while obviously not advocating outright hostility towards the master. It does emphasize the notion that even the most noble among us may, on occasion, require a bit of helpful prodding. Right, so, young Willikins, kindly choose one of these methods and demonstrate it to me and the rest of the class.
You need to go aggressive.
Or you'd like me to demonstrate, sir? Perhaps you'd prefer it if I taught this class so that you might excuse yourself to the pub.
The aggressive German method with an added twist of British sarcasm. Excellent work.
Very nice.
Mr. Willikins, you'll make a fine manservant someday.
That's quite interesting.
Willikins, you're the worst manservant what ever lived. Now stop daydreaming about your boring past and tend to my needs.
So begins another exhausting day for me here at Nick Hall.
Too right, Willikins. As per our usual routine, I have prepared an itinerary of daily activities for you.
Oh, good.
Item 1. Much like the princess in that story about the wee-stained mattress, I have detected something amiss with my bed. Have a look under there, won't you?
Very good, sir.
The university here looked so alive. Here's like quite dead pizza hamburger.
I have endeavored to anticipate Master Nick's needs by preparing this. One of his favorite dishes. He won't want it, of course. But one must go through the motions, mustn't one?
Okay. Under the bed.
Willikins, where do you think you're going? You haven't even completed item 1 on your exhaustive list of pointless chores. Now stick that lopsided melon yours under my bed and clean up whatever you find under there.
Okay, where's the... Ah, here. Okay.
Ah, so there is something under here. A charger for a mobile phone.
Okay.
That's what we call cellular phones in England.
Rather.
Okay.
I'll just tidy this up then.
Adequate job, Willikins. 5 out of 10. Honestly, you must try harder.
Oh, must I?
Now then, item the second. I'm hungry.
You're
Hungry.
mungry, sir?
Hungry and...
Hungry, with an H. Now, I know you have some food squirreled away on your person, and I demand that you feed it to me forthwith and hence. Here too. And such.
You want to eat, cunt?
There he is, the person to whom I have dedicated my entire
Okay.
working life.
I'm sure I demanded something immediately, but I'm getting much too hungry to remember now.
God damn it.
But I'm definitely not letting you leave this room till you remember it and then do it.
Okay. So good. How do I do it? Ah, okay.
Master Nick is still, to the shock of literally no one, in his bed.
Oh, yeah. This one. This? I give it to him?
I'm not sure why I bother. He'll inevitably reject this and any subsequent offerings, no matter what they are. Sums up my existence rather neatly, I suppose. Pizza, hamburger, sir.
Cool, that old thing, you made me that yesterday. It's rubbish. Bung it down a loo.
Of course, sir. That'll be the first of, no doubt, many then.
So you want some dog food?
I'm honestly not sure if Master Nick has found a dog food that strongly resembles diamonds, or if he's trained his mangy little dog to actually eat diamonds. Neither would surprise me. If I were a cat, I would knock this off the table. But I'm not, so I won't.
Aww. Rocking horse. Where can I get some food? Rubber ducky. Can I give him some pills? Take it?
These were prescribed by Master Nick's personal psychiatrist, Dr. Gesund. The label details the type of medication, recommended dosage, and a contact number for the good doctor.
Okay. Okay, I can look at that, look at this. There's much things to look at that. Okay, no. Still need to give him food. Gargoyles. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of text here. Okay. Clock. Bed. So he doesn't want the hamburger. I can put the phone maybe charging, yeah?
The battery for this mobile phone is bereft of life. It rests in peace.
Rest in peace.
And that's quite enough of those references now, thank you.
That is a bit of a silly walk you're doing, Willikins, now you mention it.
Animators cost money, sir. I'm doing my best.
Take. I want to do this. Yes. Okay. Out of order, some pictures. Some sleepers. Some money. Ooh, what do we have here? What did we get? No.
Actually, we call these trousers.
Very nice.
This seems impractical.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Wait, is it out of order?
Master Nick is convinced he's a vampire, and it would break his heart to discover otherwise.
Oh, that seems legit.
Absolutely not. I don't know where this mangy thing has been. Or, more precisely, I know exactly where it's been. Well, if you insist. Here I am.
It's about bloody time.
What do you want? What do I have? Take the fucking hamburger and fuck off.
Best not to jump the gun. He'll bellow incoherently for something soon enough, I'm certain.
Oh, can I
Willikins, have you flushed that stale munch?
Not yet, sir.
I'll see to it, post-haste.
Flush much? What is that? God damn it. Ooh, that looks nice.
Master Nick's great good Unc Grendel Thaddeus Q. Nickington IV. And some unknown gentleman upon his back.
Okay. So want me to flush the toilet?
Hilarious. This is a device for cleaning French bums. It's criminally underused.
Yeah.
Makes water appear as though by magic.
Say it right.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. As though by magic.
Some references that I don't know. What did you want? Flush something. You want to flush something. What is the thing that you want me to flush? What is this?
Master Nick made one of the guards at Buckingham Palace laugh, and so, in keeping with ancient tradition, he was allowed to keep the hat.
Very nice. So you're a funny guy.
I'd like to see an American try to plug something in here.
Yeah, that's true.
These clothes have been freshly laundered, but now they're affixed to the floor with sock glue.
Suck glue.
These clothes have been freshly laundered,
Sock.
but now they're affixed to the floor with sock glue.
I don't even wanna know. Can I have
I
some-
only just cleaned under there.
Okay. It's all good.
Underwear.
Under the...
Ha 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 ha. Willikins, did you hear me? I said underwear. I'm such a delightful scamp.
Okay.
Willikins, have you flushed that stale munch?
Not yet, sir.
I'll see to it, post-haste.
I don't know what is that. Flush.
It's a rubbish bin. Rubbish goes in here.
Okay.
And yet you're not in it.
Okay, it's all good, brother. Don't
Under
be
the
so
cotton ball
harsh.
in this bottle is another cotton ball.
It's cotton balls all the way down, Willikins.
Pull the chain. Oh. Very nice.
With a pull of this chain, I can make nearly any unpleasant item disappear instantly.
If you were a real butler, you'd flush yourself.
I love this guy. Do you want anything else, sir? Oh, I'm so stupid. So you want me to do this? Yesterday, so it's old now. Ha. Okay. That was slow of me. Okay. What you
Now
gonna
that
do?
important business is settled, I want you to go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie. You know what I like. I want you to take at least 2 seemingly incompatible food items and combine them in a new and interesting way. Or an old and boring way, what I've forgotten about. Go on, off you go.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and Willikins,
Sir?
remember it's Thursday, which means you may only prepare the items on my revised menu of foods what I will only eat on Thursdays. You will know these foods when you see them.
Right, that thing. Very, as I said once already, good, sir.
Okay. Some chairs, some flowers. Okay. Kitchen, let's go to the kitchen. Okay, let's get a knife. Can't. Rat poison, seems okay to me.
Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient.
Tea. Okay, what you gonna
All
do?
great English homes have tea. I'd commit ritual suicide if we didn't. So naturally, Master Nick regularly tries to surreptitiously dispose of this tea to make me do that.
Oh.
Hilarious.
Oh, I can take this. Ah, I can close it only. Wok. What is wok?
An impulse purchase after Master Nick went through his Yan can cook phase. Unsurprisingly, it's never been used. Well, for food preparation at any rate.
For what else do you use it? To wear it like a helmet? Okay, I need to see where is the list. The pantry. How can I see it? I see. Where is the list? He said there's going to be a list.
Well, now I've got a haddock.
Haddock. Some potatoes, some herbs. Okay. Garlic. I wanna leave, bro. Okay. No.
Not only will Master Nick not tell me what's in this bottle, he refuses to allow anyone to touch it, which is what this note is about.
Some rope.
A wretched wine of scum and possibly also grapes, though I can't be completely certain of this.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Every time I straighten that, Master Nick comes down here to crooked it. It's the only time he ever comes down here.
Okay.
Best to leave that where it is. It's a load-bearing muppet. If my upper lip were any stiffer, my face wouldn't work. Ironically, that rodent is the cleanest thing in this room.
Very nice. Okay. Oh, a bone.
Master Nick believes this is my favorite toy, but it doesn't even squeak.
So can't really find the list. Where is it? He said there's a list. Is it here? Mobs, cauldron. What do you have right now? I have a fishy, some toast, rat poison. Huh. Closes it. Okay, I don't want to be closed. All digs. God damn it. Don't close the fridge, bro. Can't take this. Marmalade, I can't this. Can't.
Some cultures might look at an animal's organ and deem it inedible,
Fish head
but
pie.
those cultures aren't British.
Jesus, that's fun. There's so many things that you can click on. And there is... Maybe it's in his room somewhere. Chair. Is it here somewhere? It doesn't look like it. Okay, go. Aww. What do you say about this?
I believe this one is called The Unicorn is in Captivity and Wishes It Was Still Dead. Exquisite.
Oi, Willikins, prepare my food and bring it to me at once.
I am duty-bound to attend to Master Nick before I dare attend to any other person, place, or thing.
That's amazing. There's actually a university for this. What was that room? Go back. Gallery. Dead eyes.
Don't know why that dog's so unhappy. It makes more in a year than I do.
And happy. He looks pretty happy. At least to me. Okay. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. I need to prepare him some food. Let's do that. Let's try to do it. I only want to check again if... Where is the list, bro? Is it here? It's not there. I'm gonna try to do it randomly. Probably there is nothing here. Okay. Oh, another room. Can I take this? Okay. What is it?
Miss Petunia, I see the grim spectre of death has granted you a pass for at least one more day.
Don't you bring none of that morbid talk here, lad. You sound like a bloody Frenchman, and I've no patience for anything French in this house. Except kissing, eh? Eh?
That actually sounded from The Simpsons. The guy that wants to kill the Bart all the time. I can turn on the TV. Okay. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, later maybe. Go for it. Turns to the hall, the dining room, yeah. Gallery. And this. Make some food for the master. So I didn't find the list, so it's there are probably none. Okay. I'm gonna use this.
Bit of a reach, don't you think?
No, I don't.
Some cultures might look at an animal's organ and deem it inedible. But those cultures aren't British.
I can take this. I got... Is this the list?
This magnet lists the telephone number for emergency services, which, here in England, is 999.
But I still don't really see... Recipe box. Okay.
This contains file cards with some of the most sumptuous dishes ever concocted. I've never once opened this box in all the years I've worked here.
Okay. It doesn't really help me. How do I do this? Can I put something here in? Can give him the pills?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Some toasty toast. What do we do with this?
These were not here an hour ago, and I know for a fact that Master Nick has not left his bedroom since then. He must have some sort of hidden dumbwaiter or something.
Do I throw it out?
I don't feel that this is a good use of my rather limited available time.
If I had the list, I at least could be at least I could know what I'm looking for. Otherwise, it feels I can see that there's something there, but dry goods, some fishes, not garlic. What you gonna tell me about that?
I'm not prepared to say what this is, but it's most certainly not garlic. We are not, I feel it's important to point out, French.
Okay. Can I make something
In
here?
medieval times, that was used to wash clothes in. Now it's mostly for preparing something that Master Nick calls trouser stew.
Okay. Where can I cook something? I can cut some stuff.
Perfect for raw chicken, raw pork, and any other disease-carrying slabs of unprepared animal flesh.
Why isn't a fish good enough?
No.
Huh. If I know what I can do with the poison, but it's probably not worth it right now. Can I give it to the guy? You want this?
I find it useful to keep something living down here to indicate if, or more correctly when, there's been a gas leak.
So this would be probably spigot. Can I close it? Have rope. A ball. It's a zero idea. What can I do here?
You refuse to cram the last culinary atrocity I offered you into your ungrateful crumpet hole. Why should I believe the next one will pass your ever-elusive muster?
You must always have faith, Willikins.
Well, that doesn't sound right at all.
Like that fellow what sang that song with a camera pointed at his bum. George Maharis, I believe his name was. Now then, off you go.
Master Nick is still, to the shock of literally no one, in his bed.
Doggy dog sleeps. God damn it.
Fresh from the, as it were, teat. Not even the 16th most disgusting food item in this house. When you simply must have the briny, disgusting flavor of ruined cucumbers seeping into any food that has the misfortune of touching it.
Beans.
Despite what Master Nick may have told you, these are neither musical nor a fruit.
Okay. Can I use this? Oh, okay. Those sound effects.
Slapping things on a slice of warm bread, a technology both created and mastered by the British.
Given to us through generations. Okay, we finally did it. It's more difficult than I expected. It's just beautiful.
Positively revolting. Honestly, Willikins, I don't know what you think you're bloody doing in that kitchen. But I've half a mind to just say sod it and prepare my own brekkie.
Indeed, sir.
Now bung this down a loo and make me something else.
Okay, so he didn't like it. It's the toilet again. I guess so. Teleport. Oh, he can teleport actually. That's pretty nice. I don't need to. Let's go.
Now get your bum, and the rest of you, down to the kitchen and make me a proper meal. You know what they say, Willikins. Third time's probably going to be rubbish as well, because everything you do is rubbish.
Is that what they say, sir?
Well, that's what I say.
Okay. Can go here. No, I don't wanna watch this. Okay, what you gonna do? Go to the dining hall. So I need to find.
Well, I can't be sure, but I expect this does not bode well.
Has Nick done something untoward? Is it even possible to do something toward? And if he has, will Willikins remain loyal per the rigidly binding ancient codes of English servitude? Find out, well, now. Seriously, you didn't think we'd just stop here, did you? Who would give you just part of a game? That's just cruel.
That came from the entrance hall. Much as I am loath to do so, I suppose it's my duty to investigate.
Who would give you a half of the game? This is a free game. I know a few games that cost more than 50 euros that aren't even the full games. AI.
Now, I'm certain there was no corpse in this room when I tidied in here earlier. I suppose I'd better phone someone about this.
Okay, I need to go to the phone. I don't even wanna know.
It's still bloody charging, because of course it is, so I'll just leave it here and use the speaker function.
Emergency services, how may I direct your call?
Aggressively.
Listen, I haven't time for chit-chat or other such fripperies. There's been a murder. Please send an officer to Nick Hall at once.
Of course, sir. Wouldn't dream of wasting your precious time. We'll get on that right away, we will.
Morning all. I'm Detective Inspector Bobby of the West End Particulars.
Inspector Bobby of the Yard?
That'll be enough of that. Now then, I'm here about the corpse in your entrance hall.
Oh, that thing.
And this would seem to be a rather open and shut case. The victim, one Errol of Not Nick Hall, has clearly been murdered by you, Nick of Nick Hall.
You got nothing on me, coppers.
Actually, we've got quite a bit on you, sir. But under the circumstances being that you're rich, white, and clearly male, we can remand you to your residence of domesticity forthwith, and until such time as the court sees fit to hang you by your neck until dead.
That seems fair.
Oh, then I wasn't clear, was I? You, sir, are accused of murder and will be taking you away shortly. This will be very sad for you, and obviously for your manservant.
Yes, obviously.
So, just stay here and we'll be back for you soon. Cheerio!
Do people actually say cheerio?
Cheerios.
Sir, I feel you're not taking this murder investigation seriously, and I must insist.
Oh, you must you? Well, I must. I must increase my bust.
Oh, dear Lord.
Willikins, what's a bust? And how do I increase it? And why would I want to?
Gentlemen, a crime has been committed, and it can only be solved by me, the greatest detective in all of England.
Oh, is that where we are?
Allow me to introduce myself. Special Inspector Clever Ruse at your service.
Well, if you're at my service, make me an egg.
My God, has this man been deprived of his breakfast? That in itself is a tragedy, but not a crime as such. Nevertheless, it's the most important meal of the day. Who's responsible for this grievous error in judgment?
That would be me.
You look after this lad, do you?
In a manner of speaking.
So clearly this incident is your fault.
Ooh, I hadn't considered that angle.
That's because you're not Clever Ruse, lad.
Sorry, not sure I'm following the logic here. How is this my fault? Are we going with the tired old butler did it cliché?
For all we know, the tired old butler did do it.
No. You misunderstand. Obviously, you're a man of breeding, sophistication, education. Oxford man, are you?
Cambridge, actually.
Oh,
No.
well, we can't have everything, I suppose. In any case, they should have taught you, even at a bin-liner school like Cambridge.
It was recently ranked the 4th best university in the world.
So not even worth a bronze, then, right? Your master's safety and well-being is your responsibility. Consequently, it falls to you to exonerate his lordship.
Really, I would have thought the great detective.
Here, take this. It's the official Clever Ruse My First Crime Scene Investigation coloring book. And that's coloring with a U, naturally.
Naturally.
This will guide even the most thick-witted Cambridge danderhead through the process of forensic murder solvery. Essentially, it comes down to 4 elements. Motive, murder weapon, at least 1 corroborating witness, and proof of the suspect's sanity.
Good luck with all that, Willikins.
As you locate each of these, you may colour in, and that's colour with a U, the corresponding area of the page. When you've coloured the entire page, phone me, and I shall be along at once. Clever ruse, away!
Oh, Willikins, did he just disappear in a cloud of smoke?
He's a ninja.
So it would appear.
Or disappear? Huh? Do you get it? Willikins? You still there?
Okay, I have the guy. So you still wanna eat, huh? Why are you hiding there, huh? I don't wanna know. Maybe the grandma heard something. Somebody screamed there. Okay. So it looks like not a knife.
Getting an idea of who this was and why he's here would be an excellent idea, and this police tape is hardly going to stop me. But I'd rather not contaminate the crime scene with my own fingerprints. Not post in the sense of correspondence and packages delivered to us by the Royal Mail. This is the other kind.
Maybe he throw it in here?
Just a vase, nothing special about it.
I guess so. I can't go any farther, I think, than this. Wait, I don't want to go out, not yet. Okay. Let's go to the grandma. She was here? No, this is gallery, maybe. Probably not. Yes.
Cool, there's been a right argy-bargy out there this morning, and I was described as a full-on foofera. What on earth is going on?
There's been a murder. How could you possibly have not realized this from only 2 rooms away?
Well, in future, see that you keep your so-called manners someplace where I can't hear them. I nearly couldn't get back to sleep after all that racket.
Cool grandma. Doesn't give a... Pride and produce and pizza hamburgers very brightly. So...
Master Nick insists that antelope rhymes with Penelope.
This line looks cool.
Ah, the king of the jungle. Except the part where lions don't live in jungles, nor do they have royalty. So they're basically Americans.
So there probably has to be a gun. I'm just logically thinking. Can we find anything else? Knife is still there. Nothing changed here. Question mark, question mark.
I believe that's some sort of Muppet. I don't know which.
Ball, yes, okay. Go back. Back. Geek. Let's go outside, I guess so. Oh, this is not it. Probably if when I get something new I need to go outside.
This was left by an activist of some sort. It appears to have been left here somewhere around the time our deceased friend arrived in the entrance hall.
Oh, so I can call them. Did
I've
you
always
see
thought this
anything?
thing was a bit unsettling, but I'm also fairly certain that there should be two of them. Surely one of them didn't just get up and walk away, though, did it? And do I actually want an answer to this question?
Do you?
It seems that someone attempted to deliver a package around the time of the murder. I wondered if the delivery person saw anything.
You do wonder.
It appears to have one of those bloody QR codes on it that everyone seems to think people actually use. This one looks more like an owl to me.
So we're going to need the phone. Okay, we can go. Ooh.
Daffodils, those are for heroism. Daisies, they're for baking.
Master Nick believes this is a TARDIS. A vast improvement over that time he believed it was a Portaloo.
Jonquils, they're for toll booths.
It's called the Hedge Maze of Doom for a reason. I dare not venture any further.
Lime blossom.
It's called the Hedge Maze of Doom for a reason. I dare not venture any further.
Okay.
Azaleas.
Neither rain, nor snow, nor glom of knit will keep me from fetching Master Nick's very important hardware store circulars.
Begonias, that's for
Where is the girl?
pagoda.
Why do I hear her? Okay, I'm going to phone.
Marigolds, that's for gems. What kind of fruit in?
Oh, that's annoying. Bird nest.
This is where the birds live.
I thought that I found something. Okay, let's go phone some people. Might get something useful out of it. Okay. 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 What is this?
This is the head-shrinking doctor. How may I assist you?
I beg your pardon, I was trying to reach a Dr. Gesand.
Ja, speaking. Dr. Gesund at your service.
In England?
Terribly sorry about that. I've been brushing up on my German accent, you know. Seems I'm taken much more seriously when people believe I'm German for some reason. How may I help you?
Hello, Willikins of Nick Hall here. I've no time for unnecessary red tape as this is an emergency. Send sanity paperwork for Nick of Nick Hall at once.
Nick of Nick Hall, is it? Well, I can't give that information to the likes of you, of course.
Ah yes, medical ethics.
What? No, because you're a lowly servant. However, as it happens, I issued just such a certificate to the patient's only surviving relative.
Right, thank you.
Okay. I called it already. Let's go for this.
Blay, hello!
It's one of his fucking whimper friends.
See here, you left a bit of rubbish on our front door, and now I've some urgent questions for you.
Before you ask your questions, I have a question for you. How many chlorofluorocarbons is an acceptable number of chlorofluorocarbons?
The seasoning you get when you order a Chinese?
No, that's monosodium glutamate. Also bad. You mortals are so woefully ignorant about this planet and its precious resources. The answer, by the way, was none. None chlorofluorocarbons. Ha 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 ha.
Wait, mortals? Are you not a mortal?
No, I'm a vampire. Can't you tell? Blay.
I thought it might be rude to assume.
Listen, I could potentially leave for eternity, and I'd rather not do it on a world choked with styrofoam Big Mac containers and plastic shopping bags.
I believe we call those, respectively, polystyrene and polyethylene.
I don't care what you call them. Just stop throwing them into the ocean.
So, this is why you came to our home this morning, to lecture us about going green?
Correct. I hate going out during the day for obvious reasons, but my car runs on clean solar energy. Such irony is the story of my life. Or unlife, if you prefer.
I most certainly do not. Now, as much as I'd love to continue this conversation into eternity, I shall come to the point. Did you happen to witness, or I suppose cause, the murder that took place here earlier?
Certainly not. Decomposing corpses are the absolute worst greenhouse gas emitters. Had I encountered one, I would have done everything in my power to get it on ice, because...
Yes, very well. I've heard all I need, thank you.
I could come by again with some literature. Printed on recycled paper, of course.
Thank you, good day.
Okay, that was pretty nice. Stuff bringers.
Welcome to Stuff Bringers Intercontinental, a division of Ed Arnold Industries, a subsidiary of Corpco International LLC. If you're calling to inquire about a delivery, please say the 64-digit tracking number now.
613.
Or, if you'd prefer to speak to an operator, simply say operator.
Oh, thank heavens. Operator.
I heard you say operator. Is this correct?
Yes.
Please hold. An operator will be with you shortly.
The most annoying thing ever. I once was listening for an hour and a half to this. Yeah, the joke about that.
Stuff Bringers Intercontinental, this is Deirdre. How may I help you?
How are you gonna be polite here?
I must speak with the delivery driver that came by Nick Hall today at once.
Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
Oh, I forgot. What did he say? Was it this?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
I don't know.
Pardon?
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every post box in the Commonwealth, sir.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day. Welcome to Stuff Bringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
This one.
Do
Antelope?
you mean
No,
an
it's
antelope,
not
sir?
going to wood.
That's not the right answer, but also you're not saying that correctly at all.
Okay, this
A
one.
bull?
No, sir.
I hadn't finished. A bullfrog.
It's not a bullfrog, sir.
What? No, I said a bullfinch.
You didn't, but it's not that either. And allow me to head you off before you say bulldog, and assure you it isn't that either.
Blast.
Never lucky. Owl?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
So I did get
Pardon?
it the right.
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every post box in the Commonwealth, sir.
Oh.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again
So
when
I
you
get
have
the
even
owl
the
at the
most
first
basic of
time,
information
but I need to
required
go
of you.
back.
Good day.
Good day, good day. Come on, game, you're making me go all that way. And I was clicking on the mailbox. It's almost like I knew I will need it. Sometimes as a gamer you just know these things. Go, 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 go. You can do this. Interesting, where is that girl that was talking there all the time? Oh, very nice.
Morning glory, that's for, ironically enough, late evening failure.
It's called the Hedge Maze of Doom for a reason. I dare not venture any further.
It's all good. It's all good, brother. Oh.
It's just a jumble of numbers and letters which apparently communicate some vital piece of information to the Royal Mail.
Oh, D.
It says 00D4L4Y.
God damn it, I didn't correct it. Probably I did it, but still.
Oh, Rosemary's remembrance.
It's just a jumble of numbers and letters which apparently communicate some vital piece of information to the Royal Mail. It says 00D4L4Y.
Thank you. Come again. Run, brother, run.
Violets after dinner parties, and they're not blue, they're bloody violet.
Vodka. I like that. Okay. Did you took the gnome? Okay. Okay, we can do this now.
Welcome to Stuffbringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
Owl, my friend.
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Of course. Our postcode is 00D4L4Y.
Good, good. Now then, I'll need the name of two of any of the recipient's direct ancestors.
Well, there's good great Aunt Petunia who lives downstairs.
Right, that's one.
Good great Uncle Petunia's husband?
This may shock you to discover, sir, but no, that's not the correct answer.
Thaddeus Q. Nickington IV?
Well, technically that name is in our records, but it also clearly states that this individual is a horse. So, relative or not, I'm ruling it inadmissible.
Oh, god damn it.
Nick Senior?
Sir, don't insult my intelligence. If you're going to lie, at least be smooth about it.
I
Right,
lied already
sorry.
3 times in a row, come on.
Charlemagne?
No, sir.
I'm certain I saw on QI that every British person is a descendant of Charlemagne.
If that's the case, sir, it's hardly a good security question now, is it?
What is this? Okay.
I may need to get back to you on that. Could you hold the line, please?
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
Maybe you could have said that before? Okay.
I have no idea who this is.
Okay, very nice. There was a lot of pictures. Ah, so the horse that I saw. Okay. Let's go here. This is probably
We
old.
don't actually know this person. I believe we purchased this painting in an estate sale of some kind.
This is probably the same.
An ancient ancestor of Master Nick's with whom he was also once romantically involved. Our history, like the history of most great English families, is complicated and a bit incestuous.
I don't think there was any paintings here. Probably not, and there wasn't any. Not that I remember. And there's some horses. Okay. This guy.
We had to pay that tiger 60 quid to lie down and pose for that.
Really?
This was identical to the bust over there, but we left it on the dash of the car on a hot day.
Oh, there's him.
This used to open, revealing a button that did nothing. Mercifully, it's since been sealed shut.
Oh, okay. So that's the end of the episode 1. See you in the next video.